Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel and another live stream here in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Want to welcome all of you guys in chat. Boeing Corp Mike from Logan, New Jersey. Rand Cooley, my dear friend, welcome aboard. Dougal McTavish, very glad to have you with us this evening. Mr. Valera, welcome aboard. Aviator, the Gigliotis. Doug, hello, Doug. Welcome. Greetings from cold and blustery Montana. Welcome aboard. Mr. Saad Al-Hanadi, good evening to you, my friend. Raul Rodriguez, welcome. Glad to have you guys here. And YouTube has recently launched a new feature called the YouTube leaderboards. And this is why you're seeing the little crowns besides your names in chat. And this is an opportunity for me to basically give you a shout out and thank you for your support. So if you click on the top fans at the very top of the chat box, you'll be able to see who ranks first, second, and third. And we're going to be using this in the days to come to do interesting things and hopefully things that you guys will like. But I do really appreciate everyone's support and your presence here on stream. Your interaction is really what makes it a lot of fun, for me at least. All right, so today we are going to be flying in the IFly Boeing 737 MAX 8. This is actually becoming one of my favorites for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. And this aircraft and the FS Labs A320neo are the aircraft that are keeping me coming back to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I do tell you guys, I do explain a lot. I have done a flight yesterday, which I'm going to stream live perhaps on Thursday. It's going to be an interesting flight inspired by my recent visit to the United Kingdom, and we're going to be flying from Newcastle to London Heathrow. So without further ado, let's bring up our Navigraph charts, a little bit about our flight today. We are going to be flying in the Middle East for a change. We're going to be flying from Sharm El Sheikh International Airport to Cairo International. By the way, Cairo in Arabic has nothing to do with the name Cairo. So Cairo is the English translation of Al-Qahira. Al-Qahira is the capital city of Egypt. So what we're going to be doing, hopefully, is looking at Cairo International rendition by Sim Development Group, I believe, the name of the developer. They were very gracious and offered me a copy to showcase here on the channel. Of course, once we arrive into Cairo, we're going to be delving into the details of that airport, and I'm going to, as always, tell you my very honest opinion about the developer's work and their rendition of Cairo International. Having said this, please do note that I have had Thai model Cairo International as well as the Jaya simulation Cairo International as well. So I do have a little bit of reference to give you a fair review based on what I've seen. So our flight is a very simple flight today, departing runway 22 right. We do have 12 knot crosswind there. Looks like we have some headwind there at Cairo. Runway 23 left, and we're going to be cruising at 26,000 feet. So without further ado, let's hop into the beautiful cockpit of this iFly 73 MAX 8 and get things ready for our flight. So let's go to power. We're going to connect the ground power and we're going to click set. We are already removed the chocks here. So are you guys able to hear the sim sounds? Yeah, okay. For a minute there, I thought there were no sounds. Hello, Patrick. Welcome aboard HD Sim. Glad to have you here with us, Mr. KCA227, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here from India. Welcome. Okay, so we're going to go back and go to, I've already initialized the flight, so we're going to go to, let me go back to the menu here. We're going to go to performance and payload. We're going to read the data. So let's go to weight and balance, read MSFS data. This is required. I'm not sure why this step is required, but you have to read it first in order to make things work. So we're going to bring Navigraph charts here to the side and move our screen a little bit so we can input the data. Perfect. All right, so passengers today, 162. So let's go ahead and input 162. And then we are going to go to the cargo page. Now the cargo has 2.6. So I'm going to put 1.6 here. So 1,600. And we'll put 1,000 here. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to go to set payload. Then we're going to go to the fuel. And the fuel, the block fuel for the flight is 5,142 kilograms. So about 5 tons. We are going to round this to about 5,300. So 5,300. And there we go. And then the taxi out fuel is 191. So we'll just say 200. And the trip fuel today for the flight is 1957. 1957. Okay. And set fuel. Okay. And complete. All right, so everything here is done. We have our CG and everything is ready now. We can start powering up the aircraft. So we're going to move here to the overhead panel. And the first thing is the battery switch. I think I had my throttles moved or something. All right, so we've got the electrical, we have the battery, and let's go ahead and connect ground power. Looks like the wipers were on. Okay, so all right, so now we've got, why is everything disconnected here? Strange, huh? Looks like all the switches are in the off position there for some reason. All right, looks like everything is good now. So we're going to turn on the hydraulics, the left after fuel pump. And let's see here. We can come down here and test the oxygen. Perfect. And next, why is this? Huh. This looks a bit strange, doesn't it? All right, let's perform our test here real quick. Excellent. And next we can test the cargo. Something is off, isn't it? How come we don't have our radios? You know what, guys? I think we might need to... I've done something before starting the stream, and I think we need to restart this. I think we need to reload the plane. So let's do that real quick. All right. So we are going to depart from Sharm El Sheikh, and we are going to pick this position here, start departure. We're going to enter the arrival so that we get the traffic for FS traffic. A chance for us to test FS traffic today as well. And that's it. We can start the flight now. Perfect.
You need to set parking brakes to request ground
Yes, we do.
services.
Hello there, Ron. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you very much. I always forget to test the oxygen, but I do TCAS and GPWS test all the time. Yeah, I think there's something I've done which is required for the Cairo International Airport to work. So I think it might have messed up the loading of the plane. So yeah, things are not exactly in the right state. So that's okay, though. We will change it. And I think it's currently getting dark in Cairo, so we'll change the time as well so that we can enjoy the scenery. We'll change the lights back. We'll change the time again to take a look at the lights at Cairo International. Hello, Stefanos. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us this evening. I think they did a good job with this plane. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I have to say. Why is it taking so long to load? Yeah, there's Microsoft Flight Sim for you. We'll just give it a little time here. Hopefully it won't take that long. Should I buy the PMDG 777 or the 737 MAX? Well, quite honestly, if your budget is limited and you have to pick one or the other, I personally would go with the 737 MAX, simply because the 777 is just because the 737 gives you access to a lot of shorter routes, which is something I personally like. Okay, so we are here at Sharm El Sheikh, and we are going to change the time a little bit here. There we go. And now we can start setting things up. Yeah, things look okay. And we are back in the cockpit, and all is looking good. All right, so let's go to power. We're going to initialize the flight system page, sim menu. Then we're going to go to ground support. We're going to connect the GPU. So we'll say set, go back to the menu, performance and payload. We're going to go to weight and balance. We're going to read the data, and then we're going to have to, unfortunately, put our data again. So let's see here, 162 for the passengers. I'll do this quickly, 162. And we can set, well, then we go to cargo. And for the cargo, 2,600. So we're going to put 1,500. Actually, we can put 1,600. So let's put 1,600 here. And we'll put 1,000 here. 1,000. Perfect. We can now say set payload. And then we can go to the fuel. And for the fuel, we're going to need... our block fuel today is 5,300 is what I'm going to enter here, 5,300. So we'll round it, 5,300. Taxi fuel is 191, and the trip fuel is 1957. And we're going to set the fuel. Perfect, and we are now done. Perfect. Okay. We can now proceed. Yeah, now things are in the right state. Okay, so now we can turn on the battery switch on and connect the ground power. We're going to put the left aft fuel pump on in preparation for the APU start. Hydraulics can go on. Then we're going to come down here. I really love the texturing of this aircraft. All right, so we're going to come down here. We're going to test the oxygen. That works. Excellent. And the cargo fire test. There we go. Perfect. And we can also test the lights and make sure that all the lights come on, which they do. Perfect. And next we're going to go to the overhead panel here, and we're going to test the flight data recorder. Checks OK. Mach speed warning test 1. Mach speed warning test 2. Stall warning test 1 and 2. All right, we're going to make sure the service interphone is on. By the way, in the real aircraft, if this service interphone is not on, you will not be able to speak to cabin crew or the ground crew, I believe. So you need that. All right, so we're going to set the adheres to nav mode. Perfect. And then we're going to move down here And let's see, we're going to turn, let's arm the emergency lights and turn on the yaw damper. All right, perfect. And no smoking signs. So the aircraft has been refueled and all passengers are on board. So we're going to turn on the non-smoking and fasten seatbelt signs. And next we can now start the APU. All right, so APU is now starting. While the APU start, we can come here and set up our flight plan in the MCDU or FMC. So we're going to bring up our Navigraph charts. We're going to go to FMC and position in it. We are currently at Hotel Echo Sierra Hotel or HESH. And we're going to stick that here. Next page, copy our GPS position and stick it here. Perfect. Let me zoom in here so you guys can see better. Right, and then we're going to go to the route. We can request the flight plan. Here, this is the only thing that currently works with the SimBrief integration. Unfortunately, you cannot fetch the weight and balance. All right, there we go. Loading plane. Loading plan. All right, so we'll just wait. All right, so now we have everything ready here. Execute. Next, we're going to go to the departure. And the departure, there is actually no SID and there is no star either. Oh, look at that. 23 left. Is showing red. Okay, so we are departing runway 22 right, and we're going to select that. Then we're going to go back to the arrival page, and we're going to select there. We'll change it later if it's not, you know, we can change it later. Okay, so 23 left is the ILS 23 left, and there are a couple of transitions. There are CV01 and CV02. So let's take a quick look at 23 left here. So that's 23 left. And, okay. So what I will do is we'll fly direct later on to the center fix. Okay. So after Gason, we'll fly direct to the center fix. So that's when, maybe even before that. Yeah, we'll estimate it once we're airborne. So we're good here, and this is good. So let's go ahead and we're not going to enter any. We're not going to enter any of these transitions. So next, all right. So CVO. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Right. We select that. Enter. So from CV, that's the VOR. So probably from Mindley, we'll fly direct to the center fix for 23 left. Okay, perfect. So now we can set things up here where this is our gross weight and the reserves. We can check, by the way, here. I think someone asked in the last stream where you get this data from. So this is where you get the data from. You have it here, so we're good. And we want the reserve. The reserve is going to come from our SimBrief plan, which is nothing but the alternate plus the final reserve. That's 2.3. We'll put 2.4. 2.4. Excellent. And the cost index is 25. Our cruise altitude is 26,000 feet. Cruise wind is 232.11. 232.11. Excellent. And the ESA deviation is 18. Plus 18, that is. Right, set everything, transition altitude, 9,500, and execute. Perfect. Both excellent in my opinion, but unless you like long haul, I think the IFly is a better option. Yes, that's exactly what I think as well. All right, so N1 limit. We'll use whatever is here. That's already derated by 10%, so 95.1 for N1, so that's okay. And next we're going to go to takeoff. We're going to put flaps 5 for the departure, and the CG is right here on our weight and balance page. If you go to, where is it? Let's see, fuel. Complete. There we go. 23.7. 23.7. And I have this is an option that you can set on or off, but I have the trim automatically set. So it's already been set to 4.96 units. And we can click here now to confirm our speeds. So we have 3.6, 3.8, and 4.8 respectively for our V1, VR, and V2 speeds. Perfect. We can cancel the master caution. Speed brake to rejected takeoff. Let's go ahead and set our altitude to 26,000 feet. Very strange looking departure here. And the speed is 148. All right, 148 is set. Flight directors on both sides. And we can now come here. APU is available. APU bleed is on. And we actually forgot the window heat there. So let's turn those on. And now we are pretty much good to go here. We're going to test the flight data, the cockpit voice recorder. And then we are going to come down here, test the GPWS.
Slope. Pull up.
And our TCAS.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up. Sink rate. Pull up. Don't sink.
TCAS system
Too low.
test, okay.
Terrain.
All right.
Too low.
So TCAS
Gear.
system test okay.
Too low.
Yeah, now look, guys, we have our
Flight
radios.
slope.
So there was definitely a
Bank
problem
angle.
earlier.
Bank angle.
Approaching minimums.
Okay, so
Minimum.
we're going to come here to FMC.
2,500.
We'll put this on
1,000.
VNAV.
500.
Put this on the legs page.
400.
And we are pretty much
300.
ready to go.
200.
Okay.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20.
System
10.
page. We're going to disconnect the
Wind shear.
GPU.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. Caution. Terrain. Terrain. Terrain.
Does
Pull
EasyJet
up. Caution.
fly into
Obstacle.
Cairo? I
Caution.
don't think
Obstacle.
so.
Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up.
God, it's really taking a lot of time to to finish the test, but thankfully it's all done now. Okay, so let's see here. We don't need anything there. We don't need anything here. So all is good. And we can now turn on the beacon light, anti-collision light on. We'll put the position light on steady. And now we can call for the... what is happening here? What's going on? Is it just the sun? Strange. All right, so let's go ahead and request pushback. All right. There's the lovely lady there setting us up. I've received one of the strangest questions ever on the channel on one of my older videos.
Hello, Captain.
And
We
the
are
question
ready for
was,
pushback.
do you only welcome men into your streams and not women? Is this like not a friendly channel for women? It's like... I mean, you guys tell me, how do you answer questions like that? Where do people come up with strange questions like that?
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
All right, let's see here. Let's turn on our fuel pumps. All right, and here's the pushback truck. We would love to see more female pilots in the community, for sure. Lots of women on the channel, that's for sure, yes. And everyone is, of course, welcome on the Kuwait Pilot channel. All right, let's see here. We're getting lifted up now. All right, so the tow truck is doing, the pushback truck is doing what it's supposed to do. Why am I think I'm getting a little bit... That's what I thought. The frames are not that good. I'm not sure why. All right, we're gonna do nose to the left.
Release parking brakes, please.
Yeah, look at the FPS, guys. Do I have the settings? No, we do have NVIDIA DLSS. Really not sure why, but yeah, the frames are really, really bad. Something is off. I think I probably need to restart the sim, but that's okay. We'll just leave it. Okay, so parking brake released.
Push. All engines clear. Start at will.
That's normally what happens when you reload things, and yeah, that's what happens. All right, let me just remove that. We don't need that there. Okay, so we have clearance to start the engines. We are going to make sure that the packs are off, and we're going to start with engine number 2. One of the nicest things about this aircraft are the sounds. They're just amazing. Right, here we go. Right, motoring. We'll just wait for that to go away. And then we can start the engines. All right, here we go.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start.
All right, so we should have actually pushed back nose to the right, but that's all right. Okay, so we're getting here. So engine number 2 is coming up. Let me set my... So we're going to add this here. This is a very strange looking departure. Let's put our profile there. Okay, perfect. We'll put the weather on this side. We'll leave the terrain on the first officer side. And let's go ahead and start the second engine.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
FS traffic models are better than FSLTL, but FS traffic doesn't have freighter. Yeah. I've noticed that FS traffic is easier on frames overall as well. And that's probably why we have... the frames are not that good. Yeah, we do have some FS traffic there. EasyJet, though... yeah, we'll see. All right, motoring is done. No, still... All right, we have the hand signals. Do we have... No, that's fine. Okay. All right, and we can start engine number 1. All right. Alrighty. We have the... Let's go ahead and set flaps 5. Very nice sounds indeed. All right. And let's see here. Do we have a good start? Yes, we do. So let's bring the gens on. Engine start switches to continuous. We're going to come here and put the pack on auto. Isolation valve on auto. We're going to turn off the AP bleed and turn on the engine bleeds. Now we can turn the probe heat on. and we are pretty much ready to go here. So APU off and taxi lights on. And we're good to go, folks. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. Parking brake is released. And off we go. I'm flying with the Zibo 737 and I'm at 38,000 feet. Ooh, happy flying, my friend. Model and livery matching in this sim is still pretty poor. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, so we'll have probably more Egypt Air flights in once we arrive into Cairo. But for now, yeah, I think FS traffic still needs work, by the way. I don't think that it's fully optimal at this point. And so is 2024. Hopefully Sim Update 3 is going to address some of the issues in the sim in its current state. It is, I have to say that it is somewhat enjoyable. And what I've noticed in the last few weeks, a lot of the content creators that, you know, were speaking very highly of 2024 and that's the best thing in the world, and they've actually kind of retracted and they went back to saying that, yeah, it doesn't live up to the standards. And I do appreciate them, you know, laying things out the way they are as far as 2024 is concerned. Of course, the fact that Asobo has made no appearance at FS Expo speaks volume about the current state of the sim. And yeah, there were very few people that were critical of 2024 when it came out. I was one of them, quite rightly. I mean, as you guys are accustomed to me just, you know, being very straight, very transparent, and very honest in the way I bring things to the community. There were other few, like Flight Streamer, I know wasn't very happy with 2024. In fact, he just completely uninstalled it. So, hello. For me, it's a good week because I ordered the Logitech yoke system, and I'm very, very excited because I only fly the planes with a joystick, and I think that's going to be a game changer for me. Well, that's great. Very happy for you. Would you consider installing 2020 again? Absolutely not. This is a really nice livery. I really like the Egypt Air livery. I think it's a really nice looking livery. They're very nice aircraft. Right, we're almost there. A long taxi there to our runway. All right, let's go ahead and turn on the auto throttle. Now, the toga button is located here. You see those little buttons? Those are the toga buttons. Should be a nice departure there out of Sharm El Sheikh. There is a payware airport for Sharm El Sheikh, but I don't have it, and I decided not to purchase it just for this flight. But yeah, well, I really, by the way, the Thai model rendition of Cairo International is absolutely gorgeous. It's very, very nice. Thai model is a very, very capable developer. Right, let's make our turn here. All right, and we'll make a stop here and set the aircraft for departure. Landing lights on. Runway turn-off lights on. Taxi lights can go off, and we're going to turn on the strobe lights, and everything else is ready to go. Okay, let's go. All right, and lining up, runway 22. Not sure why they have maybe they have a new runways in progress. All right, so let's take it to about 40%. And toga. Didn't hit the toga. Right, there we go. Forward pressure on the yoke until 100 knots. Knots. V1. Rotate. A little bit of rudder there to maintain level flight. Positive rate. Gear is going up. LNAV and VNAV. All right, and we can retract the flaps. Very beautiful departure here from Sharm El Sheikh. I love to hand fly the iFly 737, probably one of the best to hand fly in the sim when compared to, for example, the Indy builds. Just really a joy to hand fly this aircraft. There are many that are really fun to hand fly. We forgot our TCAS. What's up with the frames though? Right, and we can go to autopilot 1. There we go. Very nice departure. Very nice sky colors too. It's going to do strange things. All right, so let's come here and we're going to select this one here. There we go. All right, increase the range a little bit. Coming up to our transition altitude. So we're going to set the altimeter to standard. 900,000. Landing lights off. Runway turn off, lights off. Engine start switches to off. And we can put the fasten seat belt and non-smoking sign. I think the frames all of a sudden recovered. Must be something at the airport there. Or maybe FS traffic, I don't know. What joystick yoke are you using? I'm using the Thrustmaster Boeing yoke. What is your opinion for the Logitech yoke system? It's not a bad system. It's not a bad system. It's a good for, if I recall, it was the Satic. It was Logitech purchased or bought out Satic. So it's a very good entry level system for somebody just trying out, starting out with flight simulation. Good afternoon, the cargo guy. Welcome aboard. As I climb, you are descending. That's cool. Hello, Eyal. How are you doing? You didn't... why didn't you put the runway heading? Ah, yeah, that's my mistake. Yeah, I should have put the runway heading there. All right, I think we're going to need some lights here. Let me add just a little bit of light here. Things are getting pretty dark. What's up with the frames? Very, very strange. As I pan down, the frames suffer. Why is that? Right, panel lights here. You know, this is one of the things I don't like in Microsoft Flight Sim. Some things are just cannot explain. It's like, why is it not working as it should, you know? Yeah, very, very strange. Here, let's take a look at the outside. You know what? I'm going to change the time. Maybe that's it. I don't know, but... No, look, when I pan down, the frames, like, are really, really bad. Very strange. How are the default airports in 2024? They are very bad. Are they still like office apartment buildings? Yes, they are. So, the FPS right now is, what are we getting? We're getting 100 and 108, 106, but watch what happens when I come down here. Oh, now the problem's, yeah, right there. You see that? 47 frames? Gee. I wonder why. Yeah, I think it needs a reload. The whole sim needs a reload. But, yeah, we're not going to do that, obviously. Okay. So, do we have a... We do have a very nice cabin here. Ooh, customized too. Egypt Air business class. Wow, very, very cool. I never checked out this livery. The guy who's created the liveries must be very, very meticulous. I really like that. Yeah, very, very nice cabin. This aircraft is really, really an excellent, excellent aircraft. I really like it a lot. We have that here as well that we can turn on and off there. So we can set the takeoff or cruise, and yeah, we can set them to cruise. You can change the lights. Very cool. Look at this cockpit, guys. Wow. Look at this scene here. It looks really, really cool. Much nicer scenery here during this time of day. I have a really strange feeling that we are going to have a crash today. But yeah, the sim is not behaving. Something is off. Not sure why or what, but something's definitely off. Okay, the iFly is heavier on performance. Not really, no. I think it's at par with the, with the other aircraft. Glad to hear Mr. X working with X-Plane. X-Plane looking promising. Hopefully it gets better. Yes, it is looking very, very better. Very, very good. Definitely a lot better than when X-Plane 12 first came out. So, yeah, very, very promising things happening there. The one piece of news that I really am very excited about is the partnership between Aerosoft and Tollus. So they are going to be developing an A340 for Microsoft Flight Sim. Aerosoft is going to be developing the visuals, so they will create the 3D model, the texturing, all that good stuff, and Tollus is going to be developing the systems. Now this is something that calls for excitement. Tolis is very well known for creating very high fidelity, in-depth simulation of Airbus aircraft. As a matter of fact, the entire fleet that they have for X-Plane is unmatched in my opinion. They have the A319, 20, 21, the A340, and the only thing that they lack in is the visuals department. Their aircraft are expensive and they look very, very bad. I know that they've improved things along the way, but they're still not at par with other add-ons that cost that much. That's my only critique of Tolis. It always has been. So, but I'm very excited because I know that Tolis has some connections with Airbus. In fact, Airbus today is one of their customers, and that's because the lead developer of Tolis used to work for Airbus. He's a PhD guy, very, very smart, and a very, very nice guy as well. So definitely that A340 is something that I am really, really looking forward to. But go figure, it looked smooth with sync on NVIDIA Inspector. Yeah. Hi Kuwait, love watching Musser streams, my homeland. Oh, welcome aboard. Would you say SDG is better than the Thai model Cairo International? Well, I'm gonna reserve my comment for until we are at Cairo and take a look at it, because I think it would be just unfair to give you my final verdict while we haven't seen it. So I'd like you guys to experience it first, and probably if you have Thai models already installed, you will probably be able to very quickly form your own opinion. You know, flying over Egypt is really nice. Look at that, guys. I mean, it is desert, but it's quite nice. I love flying over, you know, terrain that looks like this. Very, very cool. I'm not sure if it's the NVIDIA driver, this most recent one, or something with the sim. Well, let's see here. Range, there is our top of descent. So if we look here, top of descent 54 nautical miles. So let's go ahead and start setting things up for our descent into Cairo. So we're gonna do flaps 30 and 148 for our VREF. There we go. That's set 108.7. So we're gonna select ILS, and what was it? 108.7. 108.7. We'll set that as the active, and we'll select ILS 108.7. Set that as the active, and then we can come here, and the approach course is 224. Okay, set on the captain's side. And on the first officer's side. Okay, perfect. Everything is set. By the way, we forgot our auto brake here. We can turn off VSD as well. All right. So the descent is coming up in about 50 nautical miles, 44 nautical miles. Perfect. I believe Thai is focused more on the interior than the external. Quebec City Airport looked disappointing. As far as flight sim, the exterior is more important. Of course, it's the exterior. And you know what I really care about a lot? I really care about the accuracy of the layout and the ground markings. This is very, very important. So this is why I love X-Plane. X-Plane out of the box has over 2,500 airports by default the structure is correct. So all the layouts are correct. All the markings are correct. Some of them are off, but for the most part, you have very accurate airports in terms of their layout and the ground marking. Not all the positions are correct, but you get a much better experience with the default airports in X-Plane than you do with MSFS. All right, we're going to set the, I believe the, what did I do? I pressed something and messed things up. Okay, so we want our platform altitude. So we're going to come to our runway here, 23 left, and the platform altitude is 2,100 feet. All right, let's set that. The aircraft should begin the automatic descent shortly. Right to 100. There we go. Okay. So I think what we'll do, folks, is once we begin the descent, we will fly direct to the center fix for runway 23 left. Layout, marking, and ground elevation. Cairo got different runway altitude. The ILS always looked off because of that. Oh. Yeah, default airport are better than MSFS. Too bad that the default autogen terrain from X-Plane is so bad. It is, I have to say, I mean, it is bad. But I'll tell you what, I was doing a flight with Orbex scenery from Newcastle to London Heathrow the other day, and I thoroughly enjoyed the Orbex scenery. It looks so nice with Microsoft, with X-Plane. So with X-Plane, if you have the ortho tiles, or you have, for example, Orbex, now Orbex costs money, but if you create your own ortho tiles, I think X-Plane is much better looking than MSFS, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, I do like it a lot. All right, let's see. Do we still have this issue here? Maybe a little bit, not as bad. Yeah, I really am not sure what the issue was, but why are we at 28,000 feet? Oh, it's the thing that I've done earlier, I think. Whatever it was, it messed things up. All right. Well, the aircraft should begin the descent shortly. If not, we'll do a vertical speed. How much longer? 13 nautical miles. That's TD. Uh, 5 nautical miles until we reach 26,000 feet. And then we should begin the descent towards Cairo. All right. Hello, Jesse. How are you, my friend? Origin, it's going very well, my friend. Glad to have you here with us on stream this evening. I use Auto Ortho for X-Plane. Very handy tool. I ran into where it can't draw or load certain tiles of Ortho. Yeah. Dudu Borg, welcome to the Q8 Pilot channel, my friend. Very nice wing view there. Very nice aircraft overall. Look at the details again here, the rivets and the overall texture work and 3D modeling on this aircraft is really outstanding. I really like it a lot. All right, Let's go back to the cockpit, see what's going on here. We're almost at top of descent. And the aircraft should begin descending now. There we go. You can see the throttle retarded. And we have begun the descent towards Cairo International Airport. Nice short flight. We've been flying for about 19 minutes. So it's a very short flight. It's a real world flight for Egypt Air, but of course not on the 737 MAX. I don't think that Egypt Air has a 737 MAX. They do have a 7879, but I don't think they have a MAX 8. When are you doing X-Plane 12? On Thursday. This coming Thursday. All right, we continue our descent now to 2,100 feet. We are wondering when the NG is for 2024. So far, our top fans today, Mr. Dougal McTavish, number 1 with 100 points there on the leaderboard. Boeing Corp Mike, number 2 with 100. And PO909 is number 3 with 75 points. Thank you very much, everyone else, also for all the support. I do recognize here are the top fans on the channel. Really appreciate your support, guys. Yeah, it's a nice thing. I think we're going to use this, guys, moving forward. I do have a few things in mind that I want to, just kind of reward you guys for, being the best audience, really, ever. I thoroughly enjoy the interaction with you guys here. To be honest, I prefer this IFly to the PMDG 737 likewise. Yeah, I prefer this over the PMDG 737 without a doubt. I'm just really worried about the frames in this stream. I really am not sure why we're not getting, good frames. Well, we are getting kind of 111, but when I go down here, well, maybe things have subsided a little bit. All right, so we are now coming to Menly. What I will do, folks, is I'm going to come here to the MCDU. It says drag required. Why? Okay, drag is required for sure. All right, let's put the speed brake up. That will help us reduce our speed. Perfect. And descend a little bit faster too. All right, so we're good here. So let's put this back. All right, so here's what I want to do. I want to, instead of going to CVO, this is the VOR, so we definitely don't want to go there. So what I want to do is I want to go from our current position to the center fix for runway 23 left. So I'm going to select this, make it the active. You see this now takes us directly there, and I'm going to execute that. All right. So now this is going to give us enough time to descend. Yeah. Let me extend the speed brakes. There we go. Yeah, the descent rate isn't very comfortable for our passengers, but necessary. Look at the. I've never been to Egypt. I have been to Sharm El Sheikh, so I've been to Egypt, technically speaking, but I haven't been to Cairo. I've been to Sharm El Sheikh back in 2012, I think. And hey, Carl Childers is in the house.
Thanks for your great streams and taking the time out of your day to be with us.
Oh, Boeing Corp Mike, you were very kind. Thank you so much, sir. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. Very, very kind of you. Very kind of you, Boeing Corp Mike. Thank you very much for your support over the years. I really appreciate it. The terrain around Cairo is, yes, it is very nice. It's pretty desert, you know. It's very uninteresting, but yet very interesting. I love flying over the UK though. My recent flight, we arrived into Newcastle runway 27. Was it 27 or 07? I think 27, the one by the North Sea. So we actually made the turn. We made a left turn above the North Sea to land into Newcastle, and the approach was a spectacular approach. Very, very nice. The MAX 8 for Egypt Air are getting delivered starting this year. Oh, that's very good to know. Thank you very much. I believe Cairo got more tourist trap IMO. Well, Cairo, Egypt, generally speaking, is a very nice country to visit. It's got a lot of history around it. So, and there's a lot to do if you ever go to Egypt. But here's the caveat from my Egyptian friends. They tell me do not go to Egypt by yourself. Always find an Egyptian friend who can take you to places, show you around. If you go on your own, you'll be very bored and you'll not know what to do. So that's the advice that I've received from some of my Egyptian friends here in Kuwait. Again, Boeing Corp Mark, thank you very, very much for the support. I really, really appreciate it. I realize that you've been a long-standing supporter of the Kuwait Pilot channel. Guys, there's another thing I wanted to ask you. So I've been looking at VO3 by Google, and it is by far the most advanced AI video generator. So generative AI with VO3 is amazing. You can create clips that look very real. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a real, movie or like an interview with VO3. It's very, very good. It is, though, very pricey. It's very, very expensive. It's about $240 a month. But I'm exploring the idea of creating aviation content for you guys using VO3. Is that something you'll be interested in? We're going to go ahead and turn those on. If you are, I'm happy to make the investment. Maybe I'll run a poll in the community tab. But I just like to kind of get your consensus on it, whether it's something that you'd like to see or not. So those are going to be videos that I will script. So I will write the prompt of what I want, and then the video will be created, and then I'll share it with you guys. So going for a walk by the beach now. Have fun, my friend. So yeah, do let me know if that's something that you guys would like me to do. All right, we are at 10,000 feet. We are looking. Are there any restriction? No. So 2,500. All right. So. All right. Let's set our auto brake to 2, and arm the speed brake. Below 10,000. Yeah, we're good here. We're good here. Engine start switches to continuous. And we're looking good. Again, look at this very, very nice terrain to fly over Egypt. The frames are definitely acting up today. All right, that's the transition altitude. So let's set the altimeter. Altimeter 2965 is now set. We're about 24 nautical miles now from the center fix. Right, looking good here. I think there is one better than VO3, but I don't remember the name. I saw a comparative a couple of weeks ago. Do we know what month Egypt Air getting the max? I'm just really wondering if you guys, if you want MSFS 2024 to run better, just restart the computer before running the game. Yeah, I think what happened is I had to reload the sim a couple of times. So I think, yeah, you're right. And that's probably the best way to ensure that it runs smoothly. There is something definitely off today, though. But so far, it's okay. We're almost there, and hopefully we don't get into a situation where, you know, where the sim crashes right before landing. I'm just suspect the VR headset market changed so drastically. Exit the consumer space. No more Aero. Oh, really? That is news to me, Carl. I have noticed much degraded performance of I have done other things. Now we have basically 2 low-end headsets, 2 mid-grade, and 1 super expensive option. Yeah. Every time I want to fly the Ini A350, the loading time is such an agony. Yes, it is. The Ini builds is very lousy in terms of performance. So they really need to work on optimizing their aircraft, because it's unflyable most of the time. I don't have a problem with it because of, you know, the beast of a machine that I have. But if they want to, you know, if they want a wider market and for more people to enjoy it, they seriously need to look at the code and the performance issues. They'll need to improve the, yeah, they definitely do. IL2, I've tried that. I didn't like it, to be honest, simply because, again, DCS and IL2 are combat games, or combat sims, and you guys know, for those of you following the channel, I'm a man of peace, and I don't like anything combat. I don't like to play those first shooter games. I've tried them, but I just don't like them. I don't like anything that has, you know, has combat or conflict. Just not my cup of tea. Yeah, MSFS needs optimization all the way. Yeah, it does. It does need it. Right, we're looking good here, folks. And we're almost there now. Let's take a quick look here at the beautiful scenery as we arrive into Cairo International Airport in Egypt. Not bad, you know, the looks really good. No clouds, of course, because Egypt is very hot country. So yeah, I wouldn't expect to see any clouds. All right, we are looking good. Almost there now. All right, let's go ahead and click approach. We're gonna go ahead and reduce the speed. To 170 knots. We can also go to flaps 5. All right, so we want 170 knots. There we go. We are looking all right. Flaps 5 are set. And our final speed is 148. And the airport is now to our left. Do you guys want to record the a replay? Right, we're intercepting the localizer, runway 23 left. Right, looking good. And let's go ahead and reduce the speed down to our final approach speed, 148. We're going to go to flaps 15. Flaps 15. And select gear down. Very, very nice. Right, and let's go to flaps 25. Looking good. And flaps 30. All right. Here we come, Cairo. I love the sound of the trim there, trim wheel. I'm so glad. I'm also a peaceful man, but I'm enjoying IL2, building my own campaigns, but not online. Enjoy it, my friend. All right, everything is set. I've noticed that the textures here are blurry on the landing gear lights. Right, we're looking good here. We are on the glide slope, on the localizer for runway 23 left. Lovely, lovely view. All right.
$1,000.
All right, 1,000. Let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot, my aircraft, and we're going to kill the auto throttle as well.
$400. $300. $200. $100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reverse. 80 knots. Ladies and gents, welcome to Cairo International Airport. All right, well, the landing wasn't the best of landings, but it was all right. And now we want to go to the main terminal, which I'm very unfamiliar with. No entry here. Looks like we should have gone to the other taxiway, but that's all right. All right, so the first thing here is it's going to be, I think, a long taxi to the terminal. All right, if we go to GSX here, it's loading, and let's see. So how many, actually, let me just very quickly come here. We're going to go to the airport, and I think this is where we want to go. So we want to go to maybe Terminal 3. So Terminal 3, we have B. Okay. So let's see. We're going to go to maybe C. Oop. Alright, so where is it here? Alright, so we're going to go to C. No, that's cargo. Alright, let's clean up first. Alright. And no, we definitely don't want that. So that's the main terminal there. Right, the markings look nice here. Look at that. Looks a bit worn out. All right. Let me bring up the... Sim Connect is not connected. All right. Sim Link. Sim... Simlink, there we go. Right, landing lights off. All right, let's bring up the... All right, here we are. And we want to go to this area. So we're going to take taxiway Lima. And then we're going to take Tango. Tango should take us to Terminal 3. All right, perfect. Was a pretty, pretty nice landing. I really love the. I love hand flying this aircraft. It handles very, very well, and it has the feel of a. When you turn in this aircraft, it really has the feel of something big. Yeah, it definitely doesn't fly like paper, like the Inibuild's A350. Though I have to say that in the last demo that we've done, the performance stream, I think it flies pretty well. All right, so clear on the right, clear on the left. All right, so we are here at, as we can see here, the ground markings are fine. Look, there's a little bit of a stutter there as we taxi. Yeah, there is a bit of a stutter here. I'm not sure if this is scenery related, aircraft related, or just that the sim needs a restart. But yeah, let's see where we are now. All right, we are on Tango. I love Navigraph charts. All right. All right, if we take a look here, we can see some of the buildings there. Now, one thing that I will tell you about this rendition of Cairo International is that it has all the buildings that exist in real life. So in terms of the layout of the airport and the buildings, they are all there. I love the fact that they have those little rocks there. Again, I'm not sure if this is true to life because I haven't been to this airport in real life, but I know for a fact just by looking at the airport layout plans that this is a very accurate rendition in terms of the layout of the buildings and their location relative to one another. There is an Egypt Air maintenance hangar there. You can see it right there, which is modeled. We'll take a look at that in a second, but let's just bring our aircraft to a stop first, and then we'll take a look at that. Okay, so let's see where we are. We're almost, so we want to stay on Tango, and then from Tango we're going to take Delta. Okay. So far, the airport looks okay. The taxiways are, there is some nice marking on the ground, some nice details. It's kind of hard to say if this is like something wrong with the scenery or, but probably, yeah, probably that's how it is in real life. But we're going to take a closer look now at the airport as soon as we arrive. I think that's Terminal 3 right there. So we're going to pass by Terminal 2 and then head over to Delta for Terminal 3. It's a bit of a long taxi here today. The strange thing is I can't find any aircrafts from FS Traffic. Yeah, FS Traffic has been really buggy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So Thai model is better. Well, judging by the looks of this is which no, this is Tango S1. We want Tango Delta, so probably that's the next one. Yeah. So I personally, so far, just by looking at what I can see here, the Thai model has a much better textures. Both the runway and the buildings, they look much nicer as far as I'm concerned. But we'll wait until we land, until we park and take a detailed look at the airport. Layout-wise, though, this is a very accurate rendition of Cairo International. I'm using traffic injection from Thai models, from FS Traffic by Just Flight, but doesn't seem to. Yeah, we're getting some stuttering, and again, I'm not sure if this is the scenery or the aircraft or just that the PC needs a restart. Right, here's a look at the airport from the external view as we taxi to Terminal 3. So, yeah, I think the ground markings are very accurate there. Everything is placed where it should be, according to the airport layout plans that I've interrogated to make this review. But so far, I have to say that the Thai model rendition of Cairo International is much higher fidelity than this one. So yeah, I mean, it looks very nice, but it's not as good as the Thai model airport, to be completely honest with you. All right, so we are going to take stand Golf 3. Right. Slow it down. Right, and parking brake set. We can actually cheat and come here and connect the GPU. So we are going to... Right, so we have the ground power. Of course, this will not happen in this sequence in real life. And we can now turn off the taxi lights. Right, we'll wait for N2 to go below 15, maybe. Right, 17, 16, 15. Okay, we can now turn off the anti-collision light. And now we can deboard. So let's come here, select GSX, request deboarding.
Requested.
And there we go. We have the jetways now moving towards the aircraft. All right. Let me switch to the drone camera mode. And let's go ahead and take a look. Why is this? Why do we have stuttering like that? All right. So, first of all, the layout of the airport, as you can see, is an accurate representation of Cairo International in real life, according to the layout that I've seen of the airport. One thing I've noticed here, again, when I compare this to the Thai model airport or rendition of Cairo International, is the quality of the textures is not up there. It's really, it could do much better in terms of the quality of the textures. As you can see here, this is really not looking very good. And this goes for all the rooftops. So all the rooftops, in my opinion, need to have a little bit more work to make them sharper, look them nicer. And if you look at the terminal itself, so if you look at the gate here, so for example, let's go to this one here. Again, you can see that the textures are not the best textures that you can find, especially when in Microsoft Flight Sim, it's very, it's very often that we see very high quality scenery that has really nice textures, and the modeling is just jaw-dropping. It is not the case with this airport, though. If we go to this area here, this is the arrivals area, so we're not going to, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much here, but I want to take you to this area here, which I think is very well done. This is where the drop-off happens, and I like the fact that they have the Arabic writing done correctly there. So here again, in terms of the textures, I think the texturing could use a little bit of work. It's not, I wouldn't say that this is bad, but I don't think it's great either, to be completely honest. And of course, there's no interior of the airports, which personally I don't care about whatsoever, but I know some of you do. The Thai model scenery has a very accurate and beautiful interior, fully modeled in their airport. The other thing that I don't like is they've used very low quality assets there. You can see those cars, they look horrible. So again, I've seen much better assets, graphical assets in other airports, which I'm not sure why, they're using this particular set, but it really doesn't look very good. No animated people, which again doesn't really bother me. I don't really, but I'm just trying to highlight for you guys what's not there, but I have seen in other airports. So yeah, so here you can see again, let me make this a little faster. Yeah, this way we can move a little faster around the airport. So if we come here, this is the, looks like this is the maintenance area. Again, this sim is really running awful today. So this is looks like the maintenance area here. Yeah, it says maintenance and engineering. I think this area is done really, really nice. I really like it a lot. So I think it's done very well. Again, this is the petroleum air services. So this is where the fueling trucks and what have you are located. So again, they've captured everything in terms of the buildings. So you've got there your military airport as well, the military stands as well with their, they've modeled this and they've put the military aircraft there. And there is, I think, a hotel here. So I think there is a hotel nearby the airport. I'm not sure where it is, but yeah, again, all the buildings are there. This looks like some official building there, or maybe this is for VIP because it's got the emblem of the Egyptian emblem there, and you've got the Egyptian flag there. Nice touch. Again, you can see the low quality textures all around the buildings, and even the parking lot here has, I don't like to see this kind of stuff. You see that? So this is a scanned image basically, or a streamed image, but then you get the models there. The models are not, they're not great. They're actually better than the ones in the area over there. But yeah, this is Terminal 2 basically. So Station Air Mall 2, and you've got the Terminal 3 right next to it. So overall, I think this is not a bad rendition of Cairo International. It's not. It is, though, not at par with the Thai model airport, which I think is just beautiful. Very, very well done airport for Microsoft Flight Sim. But I believe that this cost less. So if you like flying in the Middle East, this is probably a cheaper option for you. Now, there is also, by the way, something very important for this one here. So in order for this to work properly, you need to come to the settings. You need to go to advanced options, go to the developer mode, go to options, and then go down here to ground options and enable old terraforming method. If you don't, you're going to get some really weird texturing around the airport. So definitely you do need that in order to enjoy this scenery without issues. So overall, this is probably a cheaper option than the Thai model rendition of Cairo. Now, by default, if you have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Sim, you will get the Gaia or the Jaya simulation Cairo International, which is, by the way, not bad. So in my view, I sometimes don't understand why developers would go and develop an airport that already exists, that somebody else has done a very good rendition of, or it comes by default, one of the handcrafted airports in the sim. I think it's the passion that drives them. Maybe they are, they really like maybe it's their local airport. I don't really know. I don't understand it, but it is definitely cheaper if you want to get it. If you have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Sim, then you don't really need to make an investment in either scenery, whether it's Thai model or this one or the Jaya simulator, because it comes by default with the sim, and it actually is very good. It's not as detailed as this one, and the markings can be off, but it doesn't look bad. And in some areas, the texturing looks better than this particular rendition of Cairo. Now, one thing we want to do here, we want to go to real time because we want to examine the night lighting. Now, the night lighting in this airport is not bad, but if you've seen the Thai model lighting is just amazing. So this one is not bad. I think the areas are well lit, and the light spread the light spread is not bad. It's done okay. It can use a little bit of improvement, I think, but overall not bad. and this is how it would look during nighttime. So overall not a bad rendition of the airport. The night lighting, in my view, is sufficient. Not the greatest I've seen, but very sufficient. The texturing needs some serious work in order to regard this as a high fidelity rendition of Cairo. But you have the layout, which is all correct. Again, you can see the markings here. This is very, very accurate. Again, if you look at Navigraph charts, you'll see exactly the same markings there with Navigraph charts. So overall, yeah, not a bad airport to have if you don't have already the Thai models and you don't really want to spend that much money, and you also don't have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Sim. In all honesty, I want to first thank the developers for providing me with a copy of this airport, but here's my honest opinion of this airport and what I would recommend. If you have Microsoft Flight Sim, the deluxe version, you don't need to purchase any airport for Cairo because it's already there by default and it doesn't look bad unless you're very, very detailed about, how you want the airport to look. A better alternative would be if you don't have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Sim, and if your budget allows, personally, I would recommend the Thai model scenery and not the SDG one, simply because I think it's a much, much higher fidelity rendition of Cairo International. If, however, you are on a budget and you still want Cairo International, you don't have the deluxe Microsoft deluxe version, then this is your option there to get Cairo International into Microsoft Flight Sim. That is, the elevation is better compared to Thai. It's like one or the other. Yeah. So basically, you have two options here. You have three options, as a matter of fact. And probably I would rank this number 2 if you don't already have the deluxe version of Microsoft Flight Sim. And Thai model, for me, is the nicer option, I would say. But it's much more expensive than this one. So this is it for this live stream. I will be streaming again this coming Thursday, and we are going to be conducting a flight from Newcastle to London Heathrow, a stream and flight inspired by my recent visit to the United Kingdom, where I'm going to talk to you guys, maybe show you some pictures as well from the beautiful places that I visited in the United Kingdom last week. But until then, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and bye-bye for now.